If you somehow missed the hype, the new Modern Warfare 2 beta recently wrapped up and the full game drops this month. Now, we're not a gaming channel, so I won't talk about the game too much, but what I will say is they definitely did a really good job with the gorgeous gun models, excellent animations, and playing around in the gunsmith mode just gets us itching to do some custom builds. So that's exactly what we did. We have 2 Modern Warfare 2 inspired builds to show today, with more on the way. There were of course many builds we wished we could have done, but with limited stock available, we worked with what we had. Now, these aren't necessarily practical builds, but they are simple to do, and more importantly, bring me back to the early days of COD where, let's face it, many of us developed a taste for customizing our own guns. A big shout out to Siege Airsoft for letting us film on their amazing indoor field. This one was filmed in, you guessed it, the mansion. We'll start with the classic M16. Most of us will probably remember lobbies in the original Modern Warfare 2 dominated by triple tap M16 builds, and if you weren't being killed by them, well, you were probably using them. While it's no longer as meta as it once was, the one burst potential is still very much alive, and of course, we have to pay homage to one of the greats. We went with an ENC M16, which unfortunately doesn't have 3-round burst out of the box, but you just can't go wrong with the all-metal ENC AR platform. Starting at the muzzle, we added a slick muzzle brake, this one from Atlas Custom Works. Standard 14mm counterclockwise thread, a quick swap, and you have improved recoil stabilization. Perfect for those triple taps. Full-length foregrips aren't as popular as they once were with the advent of hand stops, but a classic gun deserves a classic grip, and we went with the ACM MOE style foregrip. A full-length Picatinny rail makes adding a classic Picatinny foregrip easy, and we mounted this one a little further forward for more of a hand stop style grip over a broom handle type grab. To match the foregrip, we swapped out the standard pistol grip for an ENC MOE style grip. I've always liked these grips as they're a little bit larger and personally just fit my hand a little bit better, and of course, in game you get faster ADS speed, so what's not to like? Completing the mid-2000s Magpul trifecta is the ENC MOE style mid-cap magazine. Being from ENC, they'll fit and feed perfectly in this gun. No significant performance increase, but it fits the look and it's a mid-cap. What's not to like? For an optic, we went with the Holosun HS410C. Perfect because they actually have a very similar looking sight named the Operator Reflex, at least in Modern Warfare 2019, but it's been rumored to be in Modern Warfare 2 as well. It's basically a smaller, lighter version of the classic holographic sight, and seeing the classic holo reticle but in a more modern package is just pretty cool. To give it a cleaner look, the M16 in-game can have a triangle-less front sight, and we recreated that look by swapping out to a folding triangle sight. These are really cool because they allow for a more classic triangle sight look while being able to fold out of the way anytime you want. Personally, this build is a little too unwieldy for CQB play, but with its large battery capacity and long barrel could be perfect for outdoor games. Most importantly, one look at this build brings back peak 2000s gun aesthetic, and I'm sure many guys will be rocking this look in the new game as well. One of the popular newer SMGs in the beta is the AR-57, firing from P90 magazines, or as they call it, the FSS Hurricane. While we wish we could get our hands on one for a build, the classic Project 90 or P90 was no doubt extremely popular in the original Modern Warfare 2, especially with the introduction of akimbo. It would be rare to find a lobby without at least one dude rocking a P90 or 2. I'd be really surprised if the P90 doesn't make it to the final game. Going with the recently released Crytek P90 AEG as a base, this is probably the most gameable and accurate rendition of the P90 on the airsoft market. With licensed trademarks and excellent build quality, there's a lot to love for the SMG sliders out there. Starting with the muzzle, we think a nice chunky suppressor just looks right on the P90, and we opted for the FA556 Mini Surefire style can. It features a quick detach system so you can easily swap it on and off in seconds. Of course, if you want to fully take advantage of the P90's bullpup design, you could thread a longer inner barrel through that mock suppressor and have a barrel length approaching the full-size M4 barrel length. But of course, you lose out on the QD feature, and for a CQB gun, the stock 255mm barrel is already the same as an FN SCAR CQB for reference. You won't find the same amount of rail estate as you would on an AR platform, but on the side rail we opted for a big ol' weapon light. Longer range target ID in game and useful for dimly lit CQB fields in airsoft. There are of course many more practical weapon light options out there. This one's pretty heavy and it might hurt your ADS speed, but we think this behemoth just fits the COD look, and of course at 1600 lumens powered by an included 18650 battery, it's no slouch. It comes with a tape switch, but we went without it for a cleaner look. The side activation button isn't too hard to reach, but loses out on ambidextrous function. For an optic, we again opted for Holosun, this time the HS407C X2. Extremely compact, lightweight design, this one features solar and is rated for an insane 50,000 hours of continuous use. That's just under 6 years straight off one battery. Let that sink in. Of course, battery life isn't even the main selling feature. Just like with other Holosuns, you get a very crisp reticle, extremely precise adjustment, and the build quality that withstands real firearm recoil. Not bad for the price of a gas blowback pistol. P90 magazines and parts might be a little bit harder to find, but for a purpose-built CQB machine, there are many worse choices than the Project 90, and we really hope this Modern Warfare 2 classic makes it to the remake. That's all for today. Admittedly, we struggled quite a bit finding builds that really represented Modern Warfare 2, but at the very least, we hope you might have found some inspiration for your next build. What was your favorite gun from the beta? What about the original Modern Warfare 2? Let us know in the comments. As always, thanks so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you on the next one.